Welcome back, everybody, to another show here on the O'Shea Duke Jackson channel. And I welcome you here to the live stream. For those of you who are watching the restream, if you're new to the channel, I'm also glad that you take time out of your busy day to listen to what I have to say. I'm sorry about the lights here. I'm currently in Kampala, Uganda, weighing in on this issue regarding the Nipsey Hussle situation. And I want to still send my condolences to all of his fans, to his family. No doubt he was a very talented young brother. He was up and coming. He did a lot for the people that he knew about and didn't know about. He affected so many lives for those he knew and did not know. But recently, we have gotten word that the killer was captured. And at first, we didn't know if there was a killer. We knew there was a killer, but we didn't know who it was. Now we know who it is or who is the suspect. And then we also know that this person has representation. Representation according to the law. Who is representing Eric Holder? I'm glad that you asked such a question. It is none other than former LA prosecutor and famous attorney Christopher Darden. One of the most hated African-American attorneys of all time. I was around 13 years old to 14 years old when this particular case was happening concerning the O.J. Simpson trial, which him and Marcia Clark were prosecuting attorneys against O.J. Simpson. If you remember, it was Christopher Darden that asked O.J. to try on the glove that didn't fit. And the rest is history. But he has agreed to represent Eric Holder, the killer or suspected killer of Nipsey Hussle. I have seen so many people upset about such a move. How could he do this? It's obvious everybody saw the tape. He's definitely, I'm referring to Eric Holder. He's definitely guilty. How could he do this? How could he do this? Well, I want to talk about Charlemagne the God, because Charlemagne the God is quite the character. I don't know if he's that bright, which I don't think that he's that bright, but he calls Christopher Darden Donkey of the Day. The Donkey of the Day. Why? Because he's representing Eric Holder. Eric Holder did the killing. It's on camera. He killed him and he shot him, and then he killed him and he kicked him. It's clear. But because this is a clear murder, Christopher Darden shouldn't do his job as a what? Defense attorney. I'm getting ready to turn it up. See, attorneys, when they are privatized, and guys, get out of your emotions with this. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from this. And yes, we know Eric Holder is guilty. We know that. We know that he did it. But Christopher Darden is for hire. And this goes to show that black people do not understand business. And I'm going to prove to you how hypocritical you niggas are concerning this, some of you. It was Christopher Darden's job as the LA prosecutor to prosecute criminals. See, that was his job at that time. See, attorneys do not work off of what is morally right. We're not dealing with medical doctors here, people who go to medical training, and they must do the best by their patients. Christopher Darden is not a prosecutor anymore. He is representing who he thinks can pay him or who he thinks can give him enough notoriety so that other people can pay him. But you want to be mad at Christopher Darden when this is a business. Well, O'Shea, how can you say that? Let me tell you how hypocritical some of you guys are. I'm going to prove it right now. There are people that Nipsey Hussle knew, that the Rolling 60s knew, that other gangs knew, that committed crimes and murders just like this. They know that they did it. They got an attorney who pled not guilty, just like Eric Holder is doing. And they got off, some of them. See, where are y'all at when the hashtag Free My Nigga campaign is going on social media, where you got guys who do these things? You know that they're guilty. They are also on tape. They did the same thing, if not different than what Eric Holder did. And gang members alike get representation all across the United States, especially in the Northeast, where laws are a little bit more relaxed. Philadelphia, Baltimore, New York, all the time, they get found not guilty. But you don't care when they get found not guilty. You want to know the lawyer's name who found you not guilty. Oh, bro, I got the same situation. Can you get that attorney to holler at me? But you want to call Christopher Darden the donkey of the day because Eric Holder killed somebody that we all love. Hey, Nipsey Hussle was a great talent. I understand that. You will get no argument from me. I know that Eric Holder did it, in my opinion. But he put a not guilty plea up, and Christopher Darden is representing him, and he may not even have the money. But Christopher Darden is trying to get his name back out there. That is business. And Eric Holder needs him just as much as Eric Holder needs Christopher Darden. You can get in here and say F Darden all you want. All of that emotional talk, you can do that. You can call me names all in the comments section. I don't give a fuck. But see, at the day, what you black people must understand, this is business. It doesn't matter if you don't like it or not. And this is a strategic move on Darden. And it is a strategic move on Eric Holder. Because when other people's homies get caught on tape and they get kill people or whatever they do, they use the same strategic move, pleading not guilty and getting a high profile lawyer. And a lot of times, or at least a percentage of the times, they beat the case. It just so happens that this time, because you like Nipsey Hussle and you're a fan of his music, you got a problem with this scenario right now. That's what it is. You got to take your emotions out of it. Because this shit happens in Black America all the time. You just so happen to, now you want to hold a moral compass to Christopher Darden. He should have seen the tape. He know that he didn't do it. Charlemagne the God with that bullshit. He shouldn't be representing him. Gang bangers get represented all the time. Rappers get represented all the time and get off. Drug dealers get represented all the time and get off. And none of y'all say shit about that. Do y'all tell those attorneys, oh, well, he shouldn't be representing him? Fuck no, you don't. You don't tell them that. Because why? You're biased. You want different rules for Eric Holder than you want for the guys that's in the neighborhood. Or your favorite rapper who got charged with a murder charge. Or your favorite athlete who get charged with a rape charge. See, when it comes to that, you don't have no problem with it. But now you got a problem with it when Christopher Darden represents Eric Holder. And do you know what that means? The chickens come home to roost in the black community. This is a powerful and tough conversation. It's a lot of emotionalism in the chat, like I figured it would. Because a lot of you brothers and sisters can't be real today. And this is the reason why the black community keeps failing. But if there's somebody that's going to be real today, it's going to be me. It's going to be me. Because unlike other people, I'm unafraid to tell how I feel. All right? I'm not afraid of no consequences for what I have to say. So you're going to have to listen to this or you have to get with it. You want justice when it's your family member. You want justice when it's your loved one. You want justice when it's your evidence. But see, what you forget about is you got people on Eric Holder's side that somebody gonna be saying, free my nigga. See, it ain't gonna matter. See, here's the thing about with the black community. See, when your son or your daughter go up for criminal charges or murder, you don't care about the other family, do you? See, you don't care about they lost a son. Your son did the murder. Your son killed them. Your son pleads not guilty, but your son got $1 million in cash to get representation. Your son may also have another $1 million in cash to buy off witnesses. And when your son gets not guilty, you celebrate. But the people who lost that, they lost their lives, they not celebrate. See, they're mourning and hurt. And see, the fact is, Eric Holder has people on his side, that's going to be saying, whether they might not publicly say it, but they saying, I hope he beat the case. That's a hard pill to swallow, ain't it? Because when you look at the video and you look at the footage, how could you take away somebody so great as Nipsey Hussle? How? Nipsey Hussle was such a great person. I agree with you. Nipsey Hussle is a game changer. I was born in Linwood, California. I'm partly from Los Angeles. I understand it. That community is hurting right now. Because where I'm from in Sacramento, we don't have nobody 5% of Nipsey Hussle. Not even 3%. Not even some of the guys that went to medical school or dental school, or none of those dudes are up to what Nipsey Hussle was doing. You could talk about he has some hypocrisies going on, but there's nobody in our state, in my city in Sacramento, California, in the Bay Area, that's done 10% of what Nipsey Hussle was doing. So I understand. I get it. That you lost a once in a lifetime brother. I get it. I get it. He's special. I agree. You get no argument from me here. He was a special brother, and talents like that don't come from the elite black community or the hood. He supersedes all of that. But here is the situation. Everybody don't see it like you. Christopher Darden don't see it like you. Nipsey Hussle to Christopher Darden is another nigga. That's hard, ain't it? Just like to Eric Holder, Nipsey Hussle was another nigga. They didn't mean, see Christopher Darden, Nipsey don't mean nothing to him. And Eric Holder, Nipsey don't mean nothing to him. Because if he meant something to him, he wouldn't have shot him. And if Nipsey Hussle meant something to Christopher Darden, he wouldn't represent Eric Holder. That's the fucking bottom line about this shit. But if you gave a fuck about what Nipsey was doing, or if you gave a fuck about the black community, you wouldn't participate in the situations that create that same chaos there in those communities. But we ain't gonna talk about that. That's another conversation. Because really, the black community didn't deserve nobody like Nipsey. I'm gonna just be real. I'm gonna be real. Urban communities don't deserve people like Nipsey Hussle, in my opinion. It's a hard pill to swallow. What y'all deserve is for somebody to write you a check and send some other people out there and deal with you like that. But you don't deserve nobody like that being on the ground. You don't. I'm sorry. The reason why you don't is you don't put the effort that the brother's putting in. But at the end of the day, you got people out there that don't give a fuck about the effort that he's putting in. See? And people like Christopher Darden who don't give a fuck about you, don't give a fuck about the black community, don't give a fuck about none of y'all. And it could be for good reason. Could be because he feels like y'all don't give a fuck about him. So he represents the guy. Now you mad. But here is why Christopher Darden is doing a lot of y'all a favor. Because at least now you know. If Christopher Darden can represent a scumbag like Eric Holder, then the rest of you scumbags out there to do the same thing, you got a chance for representation as long as you got enough money. And if I'm Christopher Darden, that's my goddamn business proposition. I will represent you no matter what you do on camera. If you guilty, I'm taking the deal. I'm taking you as a client. I'll touch you. Because I'm in business to make money. That's Christopher Darden. And for the rest of you losers out there that go out there and do the same goddamn thing, when you go to jail, you know you got somebody to call as long as you got $100,000 in the fucking bank. Call Christopher Darden and he'll represent your ass in the state of California. And that's the goddamn honest truth. So a lot of you criminal niggas out there need to be happy today. You need to be excited. Charlamagne the God, don't you got some issues and stuff going on right now in your life? Don't you got some issues, some charges? Yeah, he represents people like you too, nigga. Because see, somebody wouldn't even touch you. Don't you want to see your brother beat don't you want to see the brother beat the white man at his own game? Oh, but this ain't the right circumstance though. You don't want to see the brother beat the white man at his own game when he kills somebody that you love. Because see, if Christopher Darden win this, here's the thing. If Christopher Darden, I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna happen. If Christopher Darden gets Eric Holder off, I'm gonna tell you exactly what's going to happen. You're not going to go out there and be mad at white people. No. No, no. No, no, no. You're going to go right to South Central LA and you're going to tear up all the shit that Nipsey Hussle tried to give y'all. That's exactly what you're going to do. Because even at the vigil, wasn't it like 17 to 18 people trampled? See, this is what I'm talking about. A lot of people don't deserve people like Nipsey. See, that's real. See that neighborhood? Nipsey was on another. Nipsey was on another level for those people, for the most part. Some people might appreciate, but for the most part, you see how they carried out after the man died. At least where 17 people get trampled. That's a shame, right? And I can't even blame it on that neighborhood. It could be people from other neighborhoods. But what I gotta say is this: if you want people like Christopher Darden to not represent criminals like Eric Holder, then you stop talking about how you gonna help get your criminal brother out of a case that you know he did. Or better yet, nah, that'd be too much. Better yet, there are other things you can do to reduce your own people getting into those sorts of situations. I know crime is necessary in certain aspects. Everybody use crime. White folks use it. Spanish people use it. It's the economy nobody wants to talk about. But unfortunately, we're the only group of people that go on social media and say, free my nigga, when we know he's guilty. So when the chickens come home to roost, don't get mad. You got rappers all the time in their lyrics talking about what they did to people. Who they shot at. All that shit ain't phony. A lot of that shit is real. So You can get mad at me if you want. I don't care. Unsubscribe. But black people don't understand business. And it doesn't matter if Christopher Darden took this deal for no money. If he represented him for free, what businesses are yours? The reason why y'all mad is because you know that Christopher Darden is a qualified attorney. And he might not be able to get him off scot-free, but he might be able to get him a deal. He might be able to get him to plead to 8 years of life, 8 years, 10 years, something like that. See, he's a qualified attorney that knows both sides of the game. He knows how prosecutions think. He knows how people on the other side think. And most of all, he knows how Negroes think. And he knew exactly when he took this goddamn case how we were going to act. He knew exactly how much publicity that Charlemagne the God was going to give him by taking the case. And he knew how many YouTube videos was going to go up about him. So he knew it. And there's no money that Eric Holder could pay him to get this much publicity. Thank you. That's what he's saying. Thank you, black people. Thank you for reviving my career. That's how he's looking at it. So you ain't got to pay him a dime. So again, you can't get mad at Christopher Darden for representing Eric Holder. How can you get mad? You can't get mad. Because if you're mad at him, you got to get mad at every other person that got represented in a case and they knew they was guilty. And matter of fact, you knew they was guilty. And when they got found not guilty, you celebrated it. So I don't want to hear nothing from y'all on this shit. The publicity stunt. That's business. That's how it works. But the problem is that it hurts more because now you see how other people feel. Let me tell you guys something. You know, a lot of you people say that this brother got killed over snitching because Nipsey told the brother to stop snitching. A lot of you people in the street, stop snitching. But if the police wouldn't release the videos, or if certain people didn't reveal information because you love Nipsey, you would be demanding justice. You see how that worked? Now it's funny, right? The brother gets killed, Nipsey Hussle. He tells the guy, "Don't you known for snitching? Stay up from around here." But as soon as Nipsey Hussle get killed, all the people who say stop snitching, you want answers. Not only do you want answers, you want the police, who you say you don't fuck with, you say they hating on people, after police, now you want those people asking for justice. And now you mad when the person is trying to get justice through the system. So what is it going to be? Because I'm going to be honest. Dude was out for like a day or two. Where was the street justice in that? Y'all couldn't catch up to him. You had your chance. There are rumors that he was dead. So this is all I really got to say with this, man. I'm not going to be on here all day. And I want to say this. Rest in peace and Nipsey Hussle. I don't like Christopher Darden either. I didn't like him when I was 13. And I don't like him now. But see, I'm mature enough to know that Christopher Darden don't give a fuck about me. And Christopher Darden don't give a fuck about you. And Christopher Darden didn't give a fuck about Nipsey. And if Eric Holder couldn't help him, he wouldn't give a fuck about Eric Holder either. Christopher Darden don't give a damn if Eric Holder lives or dies. Let me tell you that right now. He don't care. You think he care about you or what I got to say about him? And some of y'all say Christopher Darden might need security. I feel that's interesting. Shout out to brother Billy Rowe, because you know what? I could tell you who wouldn't need security for representing Eric Holder. What if it was a white attorney that took to Eric Holder? A Jewish attorney that decided to represent Eric Holder? I could tell you one thing right now. You wouldn't lay a fucking finger on him. Wouldn't even think about it. But see, Christopher Darden might need security, though. Let a white man represent Eric Holder, man. Where are all you active niggas at right now? Nowhere to be found. You might troll the blogs and troll the emails, but you're not gonna do it. I believe, though, some of y'all might try to do something to Christopher Darden. I believe that. He probably might need security. But see, you niggas can't fool me with that. And y'all think that y'all gonna I'm trying to tell you, you can't fool me on this. And you look stupid. We look stupid. As a group of black people, you want to know why people don't take us serious? Listen to it, if I'm a white person and I'm looking at the African American, I'm looking at the black race, I'm laughing myself to sleep right now. Every night. I'm saying, my God, we got these people. These people don't have any idea. They don't understand anything. Let me even break it down. When other groups look at black people, y'all always think that we need to have some conspiracy theory. Somebody got to kill one of our leaders to hold us back. White people don't have to do nothing to hold us back. If you think about where our mind is at and where our lack of understanding of logic is in many situations, white people, Asian people, nobody has to worry about the black race. If you were somebody else looking at black people, take yourself out the race. What would you first say? Right? The first 15 things you come to look at them. Look at us. You ain't got to worry about what we doing. What are we doing? See, it's a tough thing. It's not true. Oh, it's not? So this argument I just laid out ain't true? Don't time him out. Let him stay there. Because whenever you can get mad about Christopher Darden representing Eric Holder, but on the flip side, all on your social media, you have criminals in your family or friends, and you say free my nigga every day, and you do the same thing. You go out and you get high-priced attorneys who get you off when you're guilty. How can you take people like that serious? You cannot. Nobody can. You can't even conceive how to get on the right path. So I'm not even, and you can tell about, let me tell you this. This is why Democrats do not respect black people. Because Democrats, I believe, they look at all the stuff that we do. Because see, white liberals and Democrats, they understand us better than we understand us, which is the reason why we are succumb to them all the time. You think you understand Negroes? No. They got us down to a science project. They know why we might do something from back in Africa. They've been studying us for years. So the book they got on us and the encyclopedia files they got on us, it's ridiculous. They know us better than we know us. So just like Claude Anderson was saying, black people know what they should be doing, but don't do it. It's kind of like Paul. You know, the sin I should not be doing, I find myself doing, and what I shouldn't be doing, I should be doing. This is where we at. So the Democrats don't even have to give black people anything because look how they think. They're severely hypocritical. They're severely emotional. And a lot of times, even the brightest ones lack a lot of logic in their understanding. We don't have to worry about them. That group, they're done. Forget about them. Let's go to the Hispanics and everybody else who got people who actually have the minds to really sit down and think instead of being upset about everything. We need to talk about this. What creates people like Christopher Darden? People that you guys call sellouts. Because I'm upset. At first, he was a coon representing O.J. Simpson in 1994. Now he's representing a killer, a thug, a dude from the streets, or a snitch. So you got a problem with that. So I get it. Coons and snitches are not to be represented in the black. I get it now. So listen, all you brothers talking about all kind of different stuff, like who was this dude, Chris Cotton? Brother, listen. Some of y'all are severely sick in life and you need help. Don't use my channel to get your medicine. Get away from me. So again, I'm not going to be here all day, but I am going to be real with y'all. And get the likes up on the video. Christopher Darden has every right to represent Eric Holder, whether or not it's on camera. Eric Holder has a right to say not guilty, although we know he's guilty. And most of us would love for him to go into general population in some LA County jail and never be seen or heard from again. Me personally, I would like that. I hope that they throw the book. If it was me, let me tell you what I would do. For those of y'all who think I'm anti, this is what I would do. If I was ruling LA and in my own world, tell you what I would do. I would let Eric Holder go. That sounds crazy, right? I wouldn't put him in jail. I'd let him go. But here's the thing. I'd let him go. Crenshaw and Slauson. I'd have all the people in the community there. Tell them what time we're dropping them off. And then I would let him run for it. Now, I would block off all the roads so no cars compete with none. I would make him run for it. That means if you can get out of here on foot, you can be free. That's fair. I think it's fair. That's me. You know? I tell them, listen. Put him in Crenshaw Slauson, right where he did it at. Let everybody come out there. Let him get ready for him to be dropped off. And we're going to let you run for it. Put it on national television and let's see what happens. But see, I'm not running LA County. And I'm a little mad, but we got to call it both ways. So let me shout out to some of the people, man, on the super chats. What's up? I thought I saw George in here. Shout out to everybody here, man. I know y'all gonna be mad. You cooning, brother. Brother, you a sellout, brother. Nah. No, this ain't no, nah. This is being real. This is being real. Okay? This is being real. You can't get justice when you want it. And then when get mad when other people want to represent criminals because that criminal done something to somebody you love or somebody you a fan of. Now all of a sudden you upset. So anyways, let me do this real quick. Shout out to Mac City Limits Podcast. All right. Mac City. Y'all go subscribe to Mac City Limits Podcast. Let me know what's going on there. That's my brother. Go subscribe to him. That's Tony Macio's brother right there. So I'm gonna do another show on this. Get the likes up. Let me go ahead on and shout out the super chats. Thank you, brothers, for the support. We are gonna have some good shows today. You know, I always have some good shows on the Saturdays. But I got to talk about this, man, because I'm not dealing with no hypocrisies with y'all. You know, I can speak on these things. I'm black. I'm from urban black communities. I know how shit works, and y'all cannot fool me. You just cannot. I've been around black people too goddamn long. I'm one of y'all niggas talking. So this ain't nobody that's outside of the community, or this ain't nobody that's, some of y'all might say I'm an African immigrant or whatever. No. I'm African American. I grew up in the hood. I was born in Linwood. My cousin South Sideline Drive, Compton Crip. Okay. I used to live in Santana Block on Santa Fe. All right. I know how I lived in blood and Crip neighborhoods all of my life. All right. It's only until I came to Poland that I didn't live in gang affiliated areas. Every place I lived in when I was coming up was a gang affiliated area in California. Every place. I'd have been to double casket funerals. I'd have seen it all. I'd have seen yellow tape. I'd have seen all kind of stuff. I'd have seen it all. So I'm from where I know what you niggas is talking about. Born at St. Francis Hospital. I went to Grant High School in Sacramento, California, which is the blood neighborhood. I went to Compton College, which was right there. You know what I mean? Not too far off of Greenleaf in Artesia. I know all of that. You niggas can't fool me. I've been there. I know all about you. So I know how we get down. I know how we act. I know how hypocritical and fucked up we can be. So y'all cannot talk to me about this shit. I know that I'm right. And you might find it insensitive, but I don't give a fuck what y'all thinking about. I don't care. You can go take that shit to somebody else. The problem is we are fucked up in the way that we think. And if I realize that, and I'm one of us, I know other groups of people think that we are crazy. Because it's not logical to think that way. Just like I'm gonna talk about the white South Africans. You know how dumb it is? Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna give you guys an example that you can understand. How dumb is it for white South Africans who've been in that country, know that that's not their land, taking other folks' land, put the people under apartheid, and now the people want their land back and want them to get the fuck out. And white South Africans sit back and act like they don't know why people mad at them for. Now, when we hear white South Africans be like, "Oh man, we're being discriminated against," and as black people, we listen at that and be like, "Do you know how dumb y'all sound?" That's us, right? As black people. When we hear white South Africans talking about, oh, they're discriminated against when they stole the land, they put them people in apartheid until 1994. And it's not their land. They should go back to wherever they're from, somewhere out there. And where are them folks from? Some of them from England. Some of them from where? Where's it? Holland. We listen at that shit. We like, y'all stupid. Y'all need to get the fuck on up out of there. Because not y'all shit. We can easily, as black people, understand that, right? And we see some hypocrisies in white folks when they say that, right? It's clear as day. When white South Africans say that shit, it's clear as day. We get it. We like, I don't understand how Keo beats. What are you talking about, nigga? Ain't nobody talking about. Time him out. See, this is what I'm talking about. Slow people in the chat. China is taking over Africa. Look at that comment. What are you talking about? Time him out. See, he's dumb. Ain't nobody talking about China. That's an idiot. That's what I'm talking about. We got people like that dude in the black community. Just, mind can't stay focused on something else. You see that? You see that kind of thinking? Brother, you better not come back into my chat room until you get some neurons in your goddamn mind. I better not ever see you comment into my chat room until you get some neurons in your mind. Brother, what's wrong with you? You brothers cannot stay on focus. Your mind is elsewhere. What do y'all be thinking about? See, we get that, right? But see, you don't get the fact that you, as a black person, some of y'all, if it's your friend or family that committed a crime, you want him to be free. You don't care about the other people affected. But you can't see it's hypocritical for Eric Holder to have representation, because whether you know it or not, he got people who love him. He got people who want him to walk free. He got people who want him to get free. And if he get killed in prison, his family not going to look at it like he killed Nipsey Hussle. They're going to look at it as, oh, the police, you didn't protect him. Why y'all didn't protect him? That was my baby. Y'all didn't have to do him like that, because everybody going to be biased, right? That's what y'all not getting. You don't look at the other side. I'm looking at it from both ends right now. And he got people who love him too. So miss me with all of that. You can't have it both ways, black people. You just can't. You can't get mad at Christopher Darden for representing Eric Holder when the truth is, every day in Black America, criminals that we don't snitch on. Remember, snitching is for snitches get stitches. You don't snitch on them. They get people all the time. And they get represented and they get off. And you quiet about that. I don't want to hear it. It's all in rap lyrics. A lot of those rappers do crimes all the time and get away with murder all the time. The ones that Charlemagne the God be representing. Come on, he don't call them people out. Anyways, I gotta go. See y'all later. Peace. Got tired of dealing with y'all. People crazy. Hit this damn end the button stream.